All right. Hello, Internet friends. This is Danielle Pierce, creator of Property Preservation Master and founder of Real Estate Profit Lab. Yes, I know my voice sounds terrible. Apparently, I lost it a couple of days ago, but nevertheless, we have work to do. So here we are. As always, come in, like, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. If you are brand new to the channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm a national property preservation expert. I own a property preservation company, have 300 5-star reviews, and I get to talk to a wonderful actually, can't even say student. I've known Donnie before property preservation started. Donnie, and we'll be talking about his epic, was it $50,000 month?
52.
Oh, 52. Look how he corrected me with the thing,
52.
like $52,000. So we're going to be talking about his epic $52,000 month. And Donnie, you're working out of Chicago still, right?
Yes.
All right. So yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about over the course of the next 30 minutes or so. So tune in, pull up a chair, cast this to your TV so you can get a good view, and let's get started. So Donnie, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, you don't even
Doing
look
good.
like happy and excited and like.
I mean, well, I'm glad that the weather in Chicago is starting to break, because the snow month, it was interesting.
Yeah, how long did it actually snow?
So it started it actually started the first of the year. And
Okay.
it just went just kind of like on and off and just like really on for February, but just like from January to February was just like stop. Like just but I mean, with it, I mean, everything is calm now. So, the weather looks like it's breaking, no more snow, so few chilly days here and there, but
Yeah, I won't tell you the weather here. We know I'm in Texas now, so we had a snowstorm, and it actually was pretty tragic for a lot of people. I didn't have any issues at all, but we're back in the 70s now, so it's like, life is okay now. But back to you.
y'all had like the power outage or something, right?
Yeah, the power outage, and a lot of folks had really high power bills. But again, I guess because maybe I live close to a fire department. I don't know what happened, but I didn't have any issues at all. So everything was completely copacetic. Um, but back to you. What were you doing before property preservation?
So before property preservation, I was in the field of aquatics. So my background is, I'm a certified USA swim coach. So I, work with age group swimmers. Teach them how to swim. I actually started with the Chicago Park District. Worked with them for about 13 years.
Okay.
And as a lifeguard, it just kind of like came up through the ranks. Made it all the way up to captain, and left them in 2010. And then, went over to work for the Salvation Army Croc Center, which was like another aquatic facility. Ran
Is
a
it still
program.
open?
Say that again?
Is the Croc Center still open?
It is, but I think, like COVID restrictions, they, got limited programs, stuff like that. So I haven't been really following the Croc since leaving. So, that's another story. But
Okay.
yes, I mean, here I am. I mean, I'm still in the field of aquatics. I do like personal training sessions here and there, when I have time. But other than that, preservation is where it's at.
What made you start it? So I know when you what made you start it? Because you obviously were working and you weren't like necessarily like strapped for cash. So what made you decide to do it? What made you decide to register initially in the first place?
So I was already interested in real estate. Like you mentioned before, I've known you for some years now. Our days going back to the WBC, but for me, it was more just like it was different because when it came to real estate, the only thing that I was familiar with was, you buy something to flip it or you buy something to rent it out, for a passive income. So property preservation it was new. So when you made the course, of course I got the course, and it just made sense. It was simple. It wasn't nothing complicated. It wasn't anything that was just like, if you can follow the instructions, the course, kind of speaks for itself.
Okay.
So.
So did you spend any other time like researching and analyzing it, like watching YouTube and stuff like that? Or you just like, oh, Danielle's doing it, or I'm just gonna go ahead and register?
No, not really. I registered for the course and just took the course.
Okay. And you're in Chicago, Illinois.
Right.
Right. And are you a long time? Are you from Chicago?
I am from Chicago.
You are.
Born and raised South Side. That's all I know is Chicago.
Do you ever see yourself leaving?
I do. I actually wanted to move to Texas.
Okay.
I don't know, just kind of like sick of the weather. But after this year, I'm reconsidering it.
No, Texas. Listen, Texas is great. Like I have to say, if I feel like if you can't find, and I'm not even just talking about property preservation, although that works great here too. But if you can't find like a job here, a trade here, like I just feel like you don't want it because it's literally like more people are moving here than probably anywhere else. Like all people from California coming here, everybody from New York is coming here. They're driving the property pricing up. So yeah, it's been great. But I want to ask you, when did you register for the program? Because we just talked about this off camera, but I want to make sure everybody know how long it took before you registered and then get to this $52,000 month.
So it's crazy because when I think about it, it don't even seem like the time went by so fast.
Yeah.
But I believe you told me October 2018,
Yes, October 4th, 2018 to be exact, y'all. So that's 2 years and like four
like
months.
a few months, right? It's
Yeah,
crazy.
that is crazy. But we have people who do that though. So that's not necessarily like it's so far out of the norm. So October 4th, 2018. And obviously you did not get started right away because you were working, right?
Right, right.
Okay.
So I mean, because the course is like, kind of like go at your own pace.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, I was looking at it here and there, but you got 100 things going on. You put it off, and
Right.
like I said, I wasn't really strapped for cash, so it wasn't like any pressure for me to like to get it done.
Right.
But
Were
I
you
needed to get it done.
have you had other businesses before?
Um, yes, I have a sports camp that I run. It's a non for profit.
Okay.
So I mean, outside of that, preservation will be like my second business.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you didn't register right away. Because you were, busy living life and the bills were paid, et cetera, et cetera. Did you have any initial expectations in terms of like revenue or a monthly goal or anything like that?
Not really. I was just kind of like gauging what you put in the course and what you say you can possibly make, and
Yeah.
I mean, the numbers seem so like unreal. So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, but I've never had that in my bank before, so I mean,
Yeah.
it's not my reality. I'm not saying it can't be done, but it's not my
Okay.
reality. So but I mean, outside of that, it's like, okay, well, the like I said, the course speaks for itself, and if I follow directions and go from A to Z, we're gonna see. And I saw.
So you're basically like a little bit skeptical, like, oh, we're gonna see how this work. I don't know, Danielle. Like, we gonna follow it though, but because you very rarely ask any questions, if I remember correctly. You don't hang out in the groups too often. I think you're in some of them, but you don't ask any questions. You just kind of like go forth and execute. Is that right?
Right. And that's done on purpose.
Okay.
So I say out because I'm a very good listener. So when I hear you talk, you talk, how you want people just to, do the course, you don't want nobody attached to you, just do the course, follow directions and keep it moving, harsh, but it's real, it's not nothing, so with me, all you have to do is just, I'm a hands-on person, so all you gotta do is just like show me once. And two, I just felt like let me not ask any questions, because that even like makes the program, it just upholds the integrity of the program even more. The fact that, okay, if you just follow directions, it's everything is in the course. Now you're going to come across some things that's probably not in the course. You may have to ask questions here and there, but for the most part, everything, if you do everything that's in the course, you can't lose.
Yeah. What made you actually start it though? So you went a couple of years. I know the bills are paid, but what made you like decide that I'm really going to actually launch the business? What was that trigger?
Uh, the art of being single-minded.
Mm.
I said, let me stop everything and just like, I mean, because the bills are paid, but it's not like, I'm living large, anything like that. So I said, this is the preservation was like the big ticketed items. I said, let me stop everything. Let me get single minded and focused. And it's funny because I actually got started because I was on my Facebook checking like some of my business accounts, and one of my friends, because you make a lot of networks, you meet a lot of people like in the field that I was in. Uh, but long story short, they had preservation like in their titles. I'm in preservation. They caught my eye because I'm in preservation. So of course I reached out to him, and he said, yeah, I've been in preservation for like the past 20 years. Like, what? Are you serious? So, of course, I'm just, I didn't tell him I had your course, anything like that. So I'm just playing like stupid dog, because maybe, he could teach me something I didn't like find in the course or
Yeah.
whatnot, So I'm just picking his brain and whatnot. So like he has his own like national company, with preservation. So, before I talked to him, I was already applying for like, the companies that you had in the course. So but that quickly changed because when I sat down to talk to him, he said, I wasn't bringing nobody else on to my company, but because it's you're the only reason why I'm bringing you on. And that's how I got my contract, and that's how it just kind of like kicked off.
So
So
I'm glad you said that because so this was your friend, longtime friend.
right. So where his daughter was on my swim club, like way just kind of like when she was maybe like 5 or 6.
Got you.
So I've been knowing the family for like over 20 years now,
Really?
so but it wasn't nothing like, they were just like, one of the many families that I worked with over the years,
Yeah.
so, when you do good service, people, you stay in contact with them, whether it just be like Facebook or just, following what they do and stuff. And that's kind of like how this was here.
Yeah, I find that so interesting because one of the most common, I don't know, I don't want to use the word complaints, but observations that I get from people is they'll say things like, my cousin or my friend or my uncle does this and they won't help me or they won't tell me what to do or they won't help me get started or they just kind of like tell me to figure it out and I don't know what to do. And it's so common. Why do you think that that is?
Oh, I don't know. Everybody's just like always to me, it's like in competition with one another.
Mm,
And they feel like, if they tell you too much, maybe you become, I don't know, bigger than them or, still they work. I don't know. It's just I think it's just more of a, I'm in competition with you, so I'm not gonna tell you everything. But it's not like that. It's like it's so much work out here for everybody. It's plenty of work. Like it's never it's plenty of work. So I don't know why people take on that mindset and just, they're not willing to help, but it just depends on how determined you are, So if they're not willing to help, you
yeah.
just figure it out.
Yeah, that's what I believe. But some people, a lot of people just kind of don't be like, oh, well, this God didn't put this in my future. So I'm
Right.
going to go do something else. Do you work with family and friends at all? I know you know the guy that you have your contract with, but any other work with family and friends or any experiences around that?
Um, yes and no. So it's a little bit different for me. So as far as recruited like family and friends, a lot of my workers came from like referrals, people that I know. The only family that I had was my uncle, and he didn't work out.
Okay.
He kind of quit on me in the middle of the season.
Really? Tell me about that, if you can, if it's okay.
No, no, it's fine. And it was more just kind of like, I don't know if maybe I'm just being too nice. I don't know if I want to say I fired him indirectly or, he quit. It was kind of like a combination of the both. So
Okay.
what happened was in the middle of like a snow job,
Okay.
so, this I was in the field, working. And so, number one, he was late showing up to the site,
Okay.
which was fine. It's not like, this is corporate, man. I'm gonna penalize you, you're out of here, So,
Yeah.
but I stayed, I was in the field, so I helped worked on the site. So, we was out maybe like 2, 3 in the morning, and we needed to get this one last school, done. So I needed the manpower.
Yeah.
So before I can look up, this man is already in the car, like he already premeditated in his head, like the last job, like he was done, the second he was done. So I was like, hey, Unc, can I get one more school out of you? We just need one more school. Like, no, I gotta go. Sorry, I can't. I gotta go. I gotta get up in the morning. Now, mine I ain't trying to put his business out, but it's like you ain't got no job. Where you going? But I ain't tripped. In my head, I was just kind of like, okay, I just let it be. But from that point on, I just didn't. I didn't call him for like any more jobs.
Yeah. And he didn't call you.
And he didn't call me, but I left him in a group, so I was gonna leave it up to him to just kind of like redeem himself. And I guess he was feeling bad about it, but he just never, you know, he never just called back, so.
Gotcha.
And I don't think it was gonna work anyway because it was just more like I don't know. I don't know if it's the fact that family is like if they're close to you, so they figure they don't like I don't know take you serious or oh this is just this is my nephew, so he got this little job here, snow
You got this little
removal.
company.
Right. And it's funny because we had the blizzard. Um, a couple of weeks ago in February. So it was a lot of money to be made, totally MIA,
Yeah.
totally MIA.
Really?
But just the other day, he texted me. He's like, man, can I borrow $250? I'll pay you back in a couple of weeks. I'm like, sorry, I don't have it.
Yeah. Of course my phone would ring. Hold on 1 second. So I got an iPhone only to be on Clubhouse, and only people who call me or FaceTime me is my wonderful 7-year-old who stalks me every chance that she gets. All right, but back to the contractors though. Outside of your uncle, what is your experience like working with or finding people in general? Because many people struggle with that. Like it is a struggle to find good help. So has that been an issue for you?
So my situation is a little bit of a different twist. So excuse me. So my scope of the work, which I have to tell people, I'm not like a snow removal business, So the contract that I had was through Tovar, and they sole focus is like because I know winterization is part of the course, So their sole focus is just like snow removal from like commercial, properties, So we, servicing like Amazon parking lots, senior suites, Sherwin-Williams, pretty much a lot of commercial properties, pretty much on the south side of Chicago.
Uh-huh.
All the Chicago public schools, as far as snow removal. So, finding people to remove snow is simple. You don't need no special licenses. I don't need like any, I didn't really necessarily need contract, contracts to do that particular type of job, So, but because with this particular company that I was linked with, like, I know you say like trash house was like the bread and butter. Well, over here in Chicago, the snow removal was the bread and butter. Yeah.
Well, for now, because it's snow season, so.
Right. But even still going into the, the fall and going into the spring and the summer, the grass cut season is even more profitable. So, but yeah, when it came to like finding people to get the job done, it was simple for me because that's all we're doing is just snow removal.
Right. Now, do they stick around or do they kind of come and go?
The only issue I had was my uncle. Everybody else everybody else stuck with me, for the whole winter season. I mean, I'm telling you, it was draining. Because it was some nights where you're out there at 2, 3 in the morning, and so you get in, maybe 6 o'clock in the morning, and you get that call again, like, okay, we got to go back out. And, it's like, man, I ain't even. Can I breathe for 3 seconds? So I mean, the winter can be demanding as far as like the work. It can be like a mental toll on you because it's just like back to back to back. So
and it's cold. Let's not forget that it's like 0 degrees outside.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So do you currently are you still doing a 9 to 5 or have you left that alone?
So I haven't had a 9 to 5 in almost 3 years now.
Okay.
And matter of fact, I haven't had a 9 to 5 since leaving the Croc Center. But the preservation is a big part of that.
Yeah.
It's like once I left, well, I actually was booted out, which is another story. I'm not going to get into that. But it's funny because sometimes, it's like when you need to make certain moves in life, and you know, either take your time or you procrastinate, you know, life will act on you. And that's kind of like what happened here, you know, where, you know, life acted on you and you like, okay, well, I don't have no choice of what to do preservation now, you know. So that was another part of just, once again, being able to just focus on one thing because that's all you have is to focus on.
Ah, so you were forced to focus.
I was forced to focus.
Yeah.
Right.
So sometimes it happens that way. Like people, I mean, change is hard. People only change from like usually something catastrophic happens. It's rare that somebody will just decide, I need to change my life for my financial income and
Right.
go do that and focus on it. So I mean, it happens that way. But I mean,
And a part of it too is being comfortable. You know, sometimes we get like comfortable where we at, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna change. And you know, once again, that turns into like procrastination, and you
yeah.
know, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So tell me, what is your your best result so far? So let's talk about this $52,000 month you had. So for one, did you know it was going to be that much money?
I did not.
Okay.
Um, of course, you know, we sat down and when I was brought on with the company that I'm with, you know, they went over like initial figures of what, you know, vendors did last year with the snow season or whatnot. So with me, because I was new, you know, of course I wasn't expecting them to like give me a ton of accounts or whatnot, you know, so I was like the new kid on the block. So I had maybe, let me see, altogether 12 accounts that I was responsible for between November and April 15th is the actual, you know, season that they have here in Chicago. Um,
This snow season goes through April.
right, right. You know, so
Because it does snow in April sometimes. I've experienced it.
it does, you know, so but you know, outside of that, you know, it's like, you know, that was my only responsibility was those accounts.
Okay.
And
And those are 12 properties, right? 12 locations is what you're referring
right, 12 different commercial
to.
locations.
Okay.
Right. You know, so but those 12 locations, I wasn't thinking like, wow, that's 54,000. Like, really? And I mean, and of course, I'm not walking away with 54 because I had crew expenses, but
Yeah.
still, you know, out of the 54, um, maybe I was walking away with 50 because my expenses, was very, very minimal,
Yeah,
you know, but 50, that's somebody's yearly salary.
it is. That's many Americans' yearly salary.
Yeah.
They are trying to do this $15 an hour thing, and it just got kicked down again in the Senate. $15 an hour comes out to $31,200 a year. So we live in a country where they don't want people to make $31,000 a year. How crazy is that?
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's crazy. But I mean, that's why I'm a believer in, you gotta take matters into your own hands. People, you know, sit back and wait for like government handouts. You know, everybody's trying to come up on the free money that the government is giving out because of COVID, and making all the excuses in the world not to work. And
yeah,
in the long run, it's like, why put your control, why put control in their hands, especially like, oh, take that control back, starting your own business, and actually going through this process, it's like, it's not rocket science,
no,
and the people that I come across, I tell them like, man, I could show you exactly what I'm doing. And I mean, it's
no.
not rocket science, so.
So when you say that, do they not want to hear what you're doing, or they just kind of want you to give them money and let them be?
um I think people don't respect free.
True.
You know,
I can
people
tell you.
don't. It's like because they didn't, they didn't pay for the course, or they don't really fully understand the concept. Which I don't see how you don't understand the concept. I'm telling you, I got this business here, and this is the potential of what I can make.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, okay, outside of providing you an opportunity for part-time work, um, I can show you exactly how I set myself up. And because I'm not worried about, okay, well, if I show them how to do the business, then they're gonna leave, and I'm not gonna have any workers. There's plenty of workers.
Yeah.
One of my workers, I just so happened to come across. I was just out in the field working, and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I was like, "I work for my company, Twin Works." which I actually got a slogan like you looking for work called Twin Works.
I like that. I was wondering
Yeah.
about that name. You had that
And
for a
I
while.
mean and it's like advertisement as far as like if they they see either your workers out in the field or if you out in the field and if somebody's looking for work and they inquire and it's like okay you tell them what you do or whatnot. So but I mean yeah I just think people just they don't respect free. There's no like emotional attachment. uh, there's no emotional attachment there because there was like no investment there.
Yeah.
So it's like they hear you but they don't. So I don't know. I just I don't, sometimes I try not to I guess figure what goes through people's minds. So
But then sometimes too, Donnie, everybody doesn't want to have their own business. Like we talk about being your own boss, like this is what everybody should do. But I don't think everybody should do that. And I know for a fact everyone doesn't want to do that. Has that been your experience too?
yeah. Yeah. So I mean, you just I don't know, I just kind of like feel my way. I don't, go out my way to try to help everybody. What was the saying? Somebody told me, never pour water when there's no glass to receive.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
And I was like, and that's so true because sometimes, you got this good thing going on and you like, I know this can help you, and you like just like pouring this stuff, into this person. And you stop and think like, well, okay, number one, they never really asked you any questions. They never showed you, that they was the least bit interested in pretty much anything that you were doing. And you got this vision for them. They don't even have that vision for themselves. So you sitting here pouring all this water and it's just hitting the floor. So it's like those the type of people that you don't want to waste your time with because you're wasting your time. But if you find yourself talking to somebody and you just give them a little bit and they say, wait, hold on, wait a minute,
Yeah.
let me go get this cup, I need some more of this.
Yeah.
That's the person you want to work with because they're going to take it serious and they're going to they want change, of course. So
Yeah.
so if they're not like pursuing you, then it's just a waste of time.
Yeah. It took me probably 20 years to figure that out. It's like, oh, I got this idea. Look what I'm doing. This works. Check this out. Check this out. People be like, oh, really?
Right. I don't know. It makes too much sense. I don't know, like why would you not want it? When I say sense, it makes sense to your pocketbooks.
Yeah.
And it's nothing like even just like if you think about like you don't have any major like overhead costs, like expenses, anything to get into this field, So outside invested in a course, and then of course I can't recall if you touch on this in the course or whatnot, but tapping into like my business credit so I can have leverage to scale my business, So yeah, it just makes sense. I don't have anything, nothing but good to say about the course. I mean, it's self-explanatory.
You know what I love to see is that first moment. So when you realized that you had made over $50,000, what did you do in that moment? Like what did that look like? Because I ran around the house before, but I just want to know
Really?
oh yeah. Oh yeah, I have.
So first, because I put everything in an Excel spreadsheet, so I said, okay, let me make sure that this like my equations are right. I ain't putting no formulas in wrong. So I'm going line by line, adding it up. And I was like, yeah, that's right. You
Yeah.
know, I, I don't know. It was just kind of like that. Like, man, this is, yeah, that's right.
That's a shift though, right? That's like it's like you discover it's like being underground and coming to above ground and realize that there's an entire new world at your disposal that you didn't even know was there.
No, and the funny part about it too is that just like thinking back on like the different adjustments that I needed to make,
Yeah.
wanted to like towards the end of this year because we're gonna have to go through another winter. So I'm like, if I made this, then I'm way like on course to make like way over,
Yeah.
100.
Yeah.
But just thinking about the adjustments that if I had known, during this season, I actually left maybe 20 grand on the table.
Yeah.
Just from like the little things that I would change here and there. So, I mean, like I said, I mean, like my situation took a little bit of a different turn because, um, like I said, I wasn't expecting to focus on just like snow removal,
Mhm.
because of course preservation is not just solely snow removal. It could be a wide range of just like anything. What evictions, lot changes, things of that nature. So I'm like, if I did this on just snow removal, I haven't even tapped into the other parts of the course,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is crazy. So, and then too, it also opened me up to like other opportunities. Like, I can't tell you like I had two people, and these were like the leads at the places that we were servicing. But they actually they gave me a contract. They say, hey, I got a couple of properties, and I'm looking for somebody that can do snow and grass cuts.
Yeah.
Because I got this machine that can do both. Can do plows and grass cuts. So it's kind of
Really?
like
How much did that machine cost? Because we didn't talk about that. Are you buying equipment? Are you renting it? Like, how are you handling that?
so. Um, Yeah, I mean, my equipment cost was like very minimal. I had maybe, let me see, one, two, four snow blowers, which was maybe about, $400 a piece. And the big ticketed item was the Grand Force,
Okay.
which I, you know, had that finance or whatnot. So, but that pays for itself like over the course, over the seasons, because you can use it for the summer and for the winter. So it's
Okay.
not like, once the winter is up, you gotta go put it up and wait till the next winter to pay it off, anything like that. So I mean, it's a good investment because you can use it all year round.
Okay.
But I mean, outside of that, and that's another thing too, is that when you got equipment like that, uh, you lower your expenses on your crew. You don't have to pay as much money for people in the field. You keep most of the profits for yourself.
Yeah, because they're using your stuff.
Right.
And you go into the field too, though. So talk about that. How often do you do that, and what made you do that? But I feel like you're handy though. Like I'm not. So I always,
Right.
my motto is always to hire contractors. But you're willing to go do the work yourself. So why is that?
So the reason why I wanted to be in the field this year, because number one, I wanted to have hands-on experience with my contracts.
Okay.
So I want to, know every square inch of it, everything that needed to be serviced or whatnot. I wanted that hands-on experience. So when I'm communicating to my crew how to get it done, I can tell them exactly, do it like this. Because you're saving yourself time, especially the cold months over here in Chicago is no joke.
Yeah.
So you ain't got time to be out there trying to figure stuff out. So you could do it how you want to, but here's kind of like outline of how you should get the stuff done. So but I mean, it was a combination of I wanted to be like hands-on to just get that experience. So, moving forward, like in the future, I can, effectively communicate with my crew,
Yeah.
do it exactly like this, but I would not be out in the field. I was pretty much out in the field 100% of the time. That
Really?
would not be the case moving forward. Uh, I mean, for two reasons, not just because I just don't want to be in the cold, which that's one of the reasons, but the main reason is that you can't work on your business and be in your business.
Yes. Yeah, you can't
It's,
skip.
it's not possible because after being out, like it was some days I was like up 3 days in a row. So but I still have to get the administrative stuff done. I still have to do payroll. I still have to, just work on other parts of the business. I don't feel like doing that because I'm tired.
Yeah.
I can't do that. So but and then it's not smart. You can't scale your business working in your business. You're working them a little bit, especially if you're starting off, but like over the long run, you want to work on your business.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that because I mean I say that a lot, but it's always better when other people say it, and I don't, and because they experience it firsthand. So Donnie, are you going to expand to other states or other counties? Like, what's your big picture? Because I know you if you've been working on it, then you have one. So what is it?
Right. So that's the beauty of this is that because I was telling you I am moving out of Chicago. I mean, I'm always have a place here in Chicago, but the beauty of this thing is that you can work this wherever you go.
Mhm.
So my overall plan is definitely to expand. The company that I'm with now, they have work like in Wisconsin,
Mm.
so even though I'm not moving to Wisconsin, but I could, hire a crew, get a crew, out there so it'd be maybe, well, the name of my company is Twin Works, so maybe like Twin Works, Wisconsin, and they got all type of apps that you could use to like you don't have to physically be at the location to monitor like your workers. You could use the app to keep track of everything and geocode, and it's just snow removal. That's like, man, that's all you're doing is if you can't get that right, then I don't need you.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, I was on that. So any oh, and family life, we didn't talk about that. What's your situation at home? Because everybody always wants to know like this specific detail so they can like see if this will work for them. So married, girlfriend, kids, like what's your life?
right. So I mean, it's different for me because I'm single, so I don't have like I don't have a responsibility of just like I guess juggling like a I'm not gonna say I don't have a true family life, but I don't have that. I don't have the responsibility of having to focus on. Okay, I have to keep them satisfied, and then I have to make sure this is straight here. So I mean, it works out. I mean, I do like I help out with my mom a lot because she has a I forget the name of the muscle condition, but it causes you to lose your mobility or whatnot. So that can be, you know, I don't know. I mean, I was able to work that out, but my situation is different. So I don't have a lot of distractions that are keep me from what's the word, procrastinating or just putting stuff off or turning down work or whatnot. So
Yeah, yeah. So you were able to be out till 2, 3, 4 in the morning without it being problematic.
right,
Yeah, yeah. I
I
just heard
don't I ain't like it, but yeah,
I just heard the siren in the background, and it just reminded me how I rarely hear sirens now. And it's so interesting because I heard them like it was almost a part of the background noise in Chicago. Like you hear it all
yeah,
the time, all hours
all
of
the
the day
time.
and night. And you become immune to it. And I didn't realize I was immune to it until I didn't hear it. I was like, something is missing in my background. What could it be? And I just, oh, I don't hear sirens that much anymore. Um, this has been so good. So $52,000, 52 or 54. I think it was 52. Um, a $52,000 month. And obviously it came from all the snow in Chicago. But you're
Right.
tired of snow, but the snow actually made you a bunch of money. So that's a good thing.
I mean, I have a different perspective now on the snow. Um, but like I said, I'm excited because just thinking back on, like I said, like the changes that because I'm definitely making changes.
Yeah.
I can see how I can make it even more profitable.
Yeah.
And once again, this is just the winter part of the preservation.
Yeah.
He talked about the other parts yet, so I'm gonna still go out and solicit and get a contract with I don't know what you like, Alta Source and like one of those other national companies, so um but yeah, I mean it's just, this just opened me up to I don't know. I didn't think it was gonna take on this type of a I don't know, I'm just at a loss for words.
When you left the Croc Center, your last 9 to 5, what were your thoughts on what you'd be doing and like how much money you'd be making, if you don't mind sharing? Like what was your state of mind is what I'm trying to get at.
um
Were you mad? Were you frustrated? Were you worried?
Not really. I'm not like a big warrior, if I don't have money for the bills, they just won't get paid. I
Well,
mean,
there's that.
I don't I mean, I'm not a, oh, maybe I'll say it like this, because I mean, I've had my struggles, I've been through 2 evictions. Uh, yeah, I mean, I have my struggles. So it's like once you go through stuff, you kind of know how to handle it and deal with it. So it's almost like, that's not you know,
I know
I'll
that
figure
feeling.
it
Your
out.
tolerance is high. You don't freak out easily. Yeah.
Right, right, right. So, but What was the question again? I forgot the
No,
question. Sometimes I ramble on and I forget.
how did you feel? Like, what was your state of mind when you left the croc? Like, what were you envisioning that you would be doing?
um, so when I got kicked out of the croc, um,
You can
my
tell the story if you want to. I mean, it's your show.
I mean, I was fired, you know.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
But yeah,
I mean, it was just it
yeah.
was one of those things where it's like I knew it was coming, you know. And, it wasn't really the Crocs, and it's the Salvation Army that runs the Croc. It's a whole different, ball game. Because the Croc Center is a good facility, but the Salvation Army is the one that runs the Croc. So the people that was there before, kind of like my safety nets as far as just and not that they was like looking out for me anything like that, but it's just like when upper management change, new vision come in, and then when the two don't, like I wasn't really mixing well with them, so I knew it was a matter of time before they say, I don't think this is gonna work, but that was fine because I was already had property preservation already in the on standby, and that was already in the works, so the only thing that I miss about the Croc is that I didn't have anybody breathing over my back, so it was the perfect 9 to 5 job to work and still do preservation.
Gotcha.
Almost kind of like double dipping, because I could have, still, had my 80-hour paychecks and work this full time and not miss the beat.
Yeah.
And I know some people can't do that because of the demands on the job, so that's the only thing I was like, oh, if I could have just made that work, the benefits of that alone would have just been, and I'd have just worked it until, I got fired or quit.
Oh man. So what advice would you have for anybody who's thinking about preservation? Anybody who's had it in the back of their mind for a couple of years, like you did? What advice would you tell them?
um, Well, like I said, the course, and I'm not just saying this because I know you or whatnot, or I'm just trying to make you look good, or sell your course, anything like that. But it makes sense, and it's simple. It's not that complicated about it. I guess sometimes when people think about having their own business, all these false narratives they create in their mind, like, well, I'm gonna have to do this, I'm gonna have to got to make sure this paperwork is done, and just make all these like tasks. It's just like it's not like that.
Yeah.
It's not like that at all. So my advice is that get the course and just follow all the steps.
Yeah.
Um,
That's always my advice too, but
I mean, you can't go wrong, and you're guaranteed a contract. Because had I not got this contract here, it's not like I wasn't gonna like land a contract, So, and like I said, I'm still, I got 3 applications that's pending now, So I'm not gonna take all 3. So whatever one comes through, it's probably what I would take.
yeah.
Because I actually want the I'm not saying I don't have a real experience of preservation, but like I said, my situation was a little bit different in the sense of the company that I'm with now. Their sole focus is just strictly snow removal.
Yeah.
And not that they don't do trash outs. They have like opportunities to do trash outs in other parts, but like I said, like they're ready, but it's just strictly like snow removal, and it works because we're here in Chicago.
You're in Chicago. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Well, this has been so good. I'm so glad to I don't know, I'm glad for a lot of reasons. I'm glad you got into preservation. You finally started it. I'm glad you
right,
launched the company. Glad you had the experience of a $50,000 month, because that is something that is life changing, and it puts you in a different perspective. And once you open your eyes like that, it's gonna be hard for you to go back, Donnie. I don't know. You talking about going? You wish you were still working at the Croc Center. That's gonna be a hard
no, I'm not. I can't, like, even if I want to like get a job, I just I can't because I've been gone too long. My mindset is just it's in a whole different direction. So like yeah,
And plus, you can do it. You can make this money, and you
yeah,
don't need to have a job. You don't need to have somebody, paying you or telling you what to do. You know that you have control of your own destiny,
right.
and that's really what I would want for everybody to experience.
nothing beats time freedom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like time. It's like I'm loving it. Like it's just
Like,
like not that I just sit around and do nothing like all day, because some people had that idea too. Like, oh, you Mr. Businessman. You sit up on your feet and hire
but
these
some days
people to
you do
do the work
nothing,
for
right?
you, and it's like, huh?
Some days you do nothing, right? Some days you just like you chill.
Yeah, I'm great. I mean, 'cause you had an option to do so. You know, I, my thing is, you want to, if you want to work, also had an option of if you don't want to work too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
That's
but
so
yeah, I mean, it's been a good journey, and I just, if if I, I'm gonna say it like this: the best advice is to put Danielle in your back pocket.
that's what
But she has to be on your team. If she's not on your team, I don't know what you're doing. Yeah, I'm saying this not because, like I said, I'm trying to hype you up, but I'm speaking from experience. That's why, I was like, okay, let me not just tell her what I made. Let me show you,
yeah.
because what's the saying? Uh, what's the saying? I don't know what the saying is.
Conversation documentation beats conversation. That one.
Yeah, something like that. But it was another one where results tell and the course sell or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I haven't heard that, but it sounds like I need to add that.
But the results they speak for themselves, So it's like I'm not just making this up. It's like, here's the documentation of it, and it's like this is real. It's like
Yeah.
this is real.
Yeah.
This it's real.
Oh, it's
But
so
definitely, Danielle got to be a part of the team. She got it. And I don't know if you noticed, but I don't know. I greet everybody like, "Hey, what's going on, team?" Because we all on the same team.
I do.
It's like we don't need to compete against one another. We all on the same team. So like you get that concept in their head, like we out here, together as a team. That's another reason why I was in the field, because I didn't want to make it seem like like I'm a dictator or something, and y'all out in the cold and I'm at home,
It's
just
2
like, let me
degrees
know when you get
outside.
done, send me the pictures, I need 2 before and 2 after. and 3 during, so you get out there, you work with them, in the team, and I mean, life is good.
I love it. I do have one last question. Do you know what the top vendor made this past like the snows? Well, it's still snow season, but like the month that you did 50, what did the top
So, which is crazy because I was on the low end. So after learning what the top vendor made a little bit over 200,000.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting.
And I'm like,
like I've been living life wrong.
and that was the top vendor. I'm like, okay, I know what we need to do going into winter 2021.
Right.
So it's like I already got it like mapped out, So yeah, I mean I don't know what to say. It makes sense.
Yeah. I'm so
If you
glad.
can't see it, then it's like it's something wrong with you. I'm not selling nobody anything. I don't, like I said, I don't go out just like looking for people to say, hey, check this. Like, what I'm doing.
Yeah.
If you snooping on my Facebook page, well, I'm kind of incognito on my Facebook, but
You are.
if you get great, and I even went more incognito. This is kind of like off topic, but I mean, I went more incognito just the other day because I had a bill collector from like 2016. Like, how did you get they get my information, like they hit me on my business email.
Uh-huh.
I was like, wait a minute, how did that? And then I go to my Facebook because they snoop like on your social media and stuff, and people put all their stuff out there. So I was like, let me switch that real quick, and I don't know. And what's interesting? It was crazy because they positioned themselves to say somebody was trying to take out a loan, through my company.
Really?
Use me as
That's
it's
illegal.
my company as like employment, so we're looking for what they say, employment verification for someone.
Really?
Yeah, so I reached back out like, who is this? I'm thinking in my head like, it better not be my uncle. And so when I inquired about it, and that's when they flipped the script, like, are you Donnie Shepherd? And it's like, no, I'm not Donnie Shepherd. But like, why would you, like, that's crazy. I hung up on him. I was like, why are you? And I don't even honestly know what it is, So I was like, whatever it is, just send it to me in documentation. If you can't do that, then it's like whatever. But that was interesting. So I was
They
like,
can smell money in the air. That's what it is.
you know what? Set your business up right.
Yeah.
Uh, own nothing in your name, but control everything.
That's it. Gotcha.
So you set yourself up right, and you ain't got to worry about that. So.
All right. Well, I'm so glad you agreed to do this. So, Donnie, you're probably going to get a lot of people searching for you. Your Zoom profile says Angelina, but I know that your
You
name.
know what? Yeah, that's not me because I'm not on my computer.
I know. Yeah, you told me that. So I know people are going to be like looking for you on Facebook and LinkedIn, Instagram, and everywhere. So Donnie is very much so not the one for social media. Like I think he's there, but he just doesn't he's not gonna be posted.
Oh, I'm there for a reason. I'm there just because there's a lot of entertainment that can easily distract you. And you get on there for one reason, and you like, I just spent 2 hours looking at this. And,
Yeah.
So I have to stay focused when I get on Facebook. So I check, of course, what you're doing out there, and the stuff that's productive to my time, that's gonna benefit me in the long run. Not saying that I don't pay attention to the entertainment stuff, but I'm disciplined to just like, okay, I just need a little bit of it because it's just entertaining, and just like turn it off and get back focused.
Yeah, it is a lot of ratchetry that you can find on social media. And I love it some days. I just be like cracking up laughing. But then I'm like, okay, Danielle, that's enough. Time to move on.
Right. So
Well, thank you so much for agreeing to do this, Donnie. I appreciate it. Congratulations on everything. I don't want to say proud because I was talking to, actually, I saw a Facebook post from someone I follow, and she said that she was offended when people said that they were proud of her. And I hadn't heard that before. And then she said, explained it like, well, if you're not my mother or my pastor, you can't be proud of me. And so then I got it. I was like, oh, I see what she's saying now. So I'm just proud to know you. I'm proud to know that you've had this shift. Can't wait to see what happens in the grass cut season and the next year's snow removal season. And I think it's just epic. And I'm really excited.
hey, I'm ready. I'm definitely gonna shoot you the results, and like I said, it just gives more credibility, integrity to the course that you put out. Uh, I don't know. It's like I'm pretty sure you realize like you're like really blessing and like changing the course of like people like lives. And I know many of you probably don't even know.
I
You know?
don't until somebody sends me, I got a random inbox the other day. She was like, oh my God, I love you so much. And I was just like, why? And she said, I can't believe how well this is working out. That was her exact words. I can't believe how well this is working out for me. She's a
Do you feel like a celebrity?
No, I don't feel like
No, really?
that's weird. I'm the same person. I mean, not the same person internally. Like I do a lot of, changing and growing, but I mean, celebrity, no. Mm-mm.
Like you don't need bodyguards or anything?
I just live my life and that's it. And
Right.
share stories like this. So this has been so great. For those of you who are watching, like, subscribe, share. I'm so happy to be talking, to have spoken to you, Donnie, over the course of the last, I don't know how many minutes it's been, but it's been great. Thank you for all your insight and best of luck to you. Stay on for a second though. All right.
Okay.
All right. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.